Hi FlossTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel, Lady Robins. I am thrilled that you are all here. I am really happy that I might have a couple new subscribers, so welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me here, and for my returning friends and viewers and subscribers, welcome back to you too. I'm just as happy that you're here. This is FlossTube number 120 for me, and it is Saturday the 6th of August, so I'm a little bit over 2 weeks, but that's okay. We just get FlossTubes when we have time these days. With summer, I just don't really seem to have a set schedule, so a little over 2 weeks, but I will show you what I have been up to in that time. In case you have stumbled across this channel and you wonder what's going on, this is a FlossTube channel. This is where I talk about my stitching and my love of all things cross stitch. So in case you're interested, I'm also on Instagram. You can follow me on the Instagram. I'm Lady Robins over on Instagram as well. So welcome to all of you. It is a gorgeous summer evening. I'm filming this about 7 p.m. on a Saturday night. It is so funny because I thought I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna film the FlossTube before I get going on the things, and that's not what happened. So I've done the things and now I'm filming the FlossTube, which is fine because everybody is kind of calming themselves from the activities of the day, and we're all doing our hobbies and the things that give us joy tonight around the house. And I thought, what a perfect time to sit down and chat with you about cross stitch. So before we get rolling, let's do our mug of the day. Today I rummaged through my cupboard looking for this particular mug because I'll tell you in a second. I have pulled out Illinois, and the reason I pulled it out is because of the corn on the side. Now, what's in my mug? I have no business drinking this at 7:20 p.m. I'm drinking Diet Coke with caffeine. So I'm going to get lots of good stitching done when I am done talking to you all here on FlossTube land, because I will be revved. But anyway, the reason I picked this particular mug is the neighbors on the west side of us, the husband loves to garden. He's always out puttering around in his garden, and he's not a flower gardener. He is growing fruits and vegetables, and his corn is, I don't know, 4 feet above the top of our fence. Every morning when I get up, I can see his corn, you know, waving in the gentle breeze. So I'm drinking out of Illinois in honor of my neighbor. So here you go, mug of the day, little corn. Gosh, corn on the cob sounds good. I might have to see if I can find some of that tomorrow to go with dinner now that I'm talking about it. Let's have a little Diet Coke, shall we? Gosh, I don't drink Diet Coke as much as I used to, and it's like, yeah, there's a reason why this is so addictive. This is pretty tasty. I'm gonna have another swig. Okay, so I am thrilled to tell you I have an FO. I finally have a finished object to show you, and I ironed it. Right? I did a new thing. I have ironed an FO before I showed it to you and took it to the framers. So this, my friends, is my FO, my finished object, and this is Red Bird Sampler by With a Needle and Thread, who is Brenda Gervais. So in case you were selling this with me, and you know, you probably finished months ago, I have finally finished my Red Bird Sampler. Now, I probably shouldn't call it a finish because I still want to add my initials, and what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, if I can get a hold of this thing, is, you know, there's on either side of the berry bowl, on the original chart, there is space for two initials, a P and I think the other one is H, PH, I think. But I think maybe I will put my initials here and the year I stitched it over there. So I've got a couple of books. I've got a great big huge book my parents gave me for Christmas a couple of years ago. It's the, oh my gosh, what is it? It's about that thick. It's from the School of Royal Needlework from England, and like I said, it's about that thick. And I think it has a number of different alphabets. So I'm going to go through that and find an alphabet. This particular pattern, you know, there's no alphabet included, which, you know, I wouldn't expect there to be. So I just need to find something to fit in here to do my initials and the year. So I'm calling this an FO. I'm calling this a finished object. I just need to do a little research to find an alphabet that I think will work great on this. And in case you were wondering what the chart looks like, let me show you. Oh, I'm bumping my camera. Sorry, people. Sorry. Here we go. It is this one. It is a Redbird sampler, and you can see there's the original initials that were charted there, a P and an H. So I'm gonna get my initials on this thing, and then this thing is going to get framed. So then I'll take it over to my favorite framery in Des Moines, Washington, the next little town over from me, and it'll get framed lickety split. So that is my finished object, and I am really happy with how this thing turned out. I love this teal blue color. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's deep fennel. Is that right? Let me look. Yes, that's Classic Colorworks Deep Fennel, and boy, do I love that color. That is fantastic. And then I love the little village that's under the arch here. I just think this is so sweet. So that is my FO for the week. I'm really happy about that. So I spent quite a bit of time working on that. As you can imagine, I was pretty close to a finish when last I showed it, but you know, now it's finished. Hooray! So the next thing that I stitched on, I think, where did it go? You would think I could keep better track of my stuff. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is the August Snowflower Diary piece, and it looks like that. So I have got, I would say I'm probably maybe a little more than halfway done. Maybe, yeah, I'd just go with a little more than halfway. So I still need to kind of do the Art Deco border that goes around it, and then there's Lazy Daisy flowers that go in here, and I've decided that I want to get all of the cross stitching done, and then I'll do the Lazy Daisies, because I'm thinking, because I stitch in hand, and you know, I roll my fabric when I'm stitching it, I don't want to distort the Lazy Daisy, so I want that to be the very last thing that I add to this piece. But I love it. It reminds me of my beloved Angie, who passed at the beginning of July. She was a black and white dog. She wasn't a, I mean, I think this is probably a border collie. She was part lab and part Australian cattle dog, but she had black and white markings, and so this makes me think of my beloved Angie, which is good, because she was a great dog, and I like thinking about her. So anyway, last time we got together, I hadn't even started this, so I'm pretty happy with how far I've gotten. So that was the other, another thing that I stitched on. And then the third piece that I've stitched on since last we got together is back here. Trying to grab hold of it. It is in this beautiful turtle bag. You probably know what we're gonna be showing here in half a second. It is Quaker turtle. So I haven't gotten as much done as I would have hoped on Quaker turtle, but you know, some stitching is better than no stitching, right? So Quaker turtle, when last we got together, I had just barely started creating this Quaker here. So I am working on this Quaker. So you can see there's all my progress for the whole thing. So if you're stitching this with me, don't forget we've got a hashtag Quaker Turtle Sal. So don't forget to, you know, post your pictures on Instagram and tag it so I can see where you're at. But I'm pretty excited with my progress. And in fact, I was thinking about this piece as I was gathering all my stuff up. And so I have got 1, 2, 3, 4. I really have like 6 Quakers left to do on this turtle. And I was thinking, man, if I could figure out how to get like, you know, a Quaker and a half done every month, I'd have my turtle finished by the end of the year. So that's kind of been rattling around in my noodle, is if I can get like a Quaker and a half done every month, that would get me to my goal. Because the other thing that I was looking at as I was gathering up my stuff to get ready for today's FlossTube is I was looking at my stitching journal, and it's been a long time since I have pulled this out. This is from Chris, whose Etsy shop is As the Yo Flies. So it's by Chris Yo. And I've noticed that I have not had as many finishes or even starts as the year before. And I think the reason for that is I'm at the point where most of the things that I'm stitching are big pieces. And so it's slowing. It seems really slow in terms of my stitching. And I thought, you know, I've got to, you know, get more of these projects turned over. Now, of course, I have done some smalls here and there between stitching on these big pieces, but it just makes me want to finish these bigger pieces faster. In fact, when I was looking in my journal, the last new start I allowed myself was in May. Beyond the berries, which I've been working seasonally. But besides that, I have not allowed myself a new start. So I'm thinking, all right, I just polished off Redbird. If I make a plan to finish Quaker Turtle, I think I get a new start, don't I? I think so. And so I don't necessarily want to start another big one, because I got a couple big ones kitted up, like Winter Quakers, where I have all the stuff from Evertote and Leo and Roxy. So that's on my list, but I'm like, oh, it's another big one. I don't know if I want another big one. So I'm thinking I might do some smalls, and I've got a plan for that. So in terms of stitching, those 3 whips, that's all I've stitched on in the last 2.5 weeks. So I don't have more stitching to show you, but I do have kind of some plans to show you. I had kind of fallen off the WhipGo bandwagon, and so WhipGo numbers were called, as you know. Jessie Marie usually calls them around the 26th, 27th of the month, and for the next month. And my WhipGo calls were fantastic, and so I'm kind of re-energized for WhipGo. So what was called? What got my engine revving? Satsuma Street Noel sampler. I put this down at the, you know, at the end of the Christmas season, and I haven't touched it since. So I was really excited to see that called, because I love Satsuma Street. I love her choice of colors. Her design sense is fantastic. So let me show you where I got to on my Noel sampler before I put it down. So I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 of these stitched up. So, you know, I'm not halfway there, but I got a good start on it, right? So I was thinking, yeah, I want to stitch on this. And this is on a 28 count fabric, and I don't remember the color. Did I write it down? I'm pretty I'm pretty good about writing, you know, scribbling notes on my charts for myself. I don't see it off the top of my head, but you know, if you're dying to know, I can look it up, right? But anyway, this is on 28 count. It's all charted in DMC, and because of that, there, you know, there's big blocks of color. It stitches up fairly quickly. So when I saw that, like I said, on WhipGo, I was like, yep, I got to get back on the WhipGo bandwagon. So I am going to be working on this. My WhipGo goal is to work on a piece for 5 days. Now, remember 100 years ago when I was all, you know, zhuzhed up about 25/7 stitching, and I was using this as my 25/7 piece? Well, that's the other thing that I started thinking about, was after I finish my WhipGo goal, maybe I will then get back into 25/7 stitching. So this thing is going to get a lot of love here in August and beyond, because it's such a great piece. And kind of like Quaker Turtle, you know, of course, it would be fantastic if the thing was done before Christmas. It's not going to happen, but if I could get it done by the end of the year, that would be great. So that was one of my WhipGo calls. The other WhipGo call was Snowflower Diaries, which is fine because I'm trying to stitch every month. You know, it's the 6th of August and I'm not done with the August piece. I really think, excuse me, that if, you know, I buckle down, I think I can get it done this week, because I just have the border and those lazy daisies. That's not a whole lot of stitching. So I'm thinking, once I get that done, then I can just move straight into the September piece. So I'm thinking, yeah, Snowflower Diaries, again, a perfect call for me in August, and it'll just keep me rolling to get my September piece done. So that's, you know, that's why WhipGo is really working for me. The other thing that was kind of fun was I went back through my my stitching calendar, because I have a lot of WhipGo pieces where maybe I stitched 4, but I didn't stitch the 5th day. So I was kind of looking through that thinking, you know, what pieces do I just need to do like 2 days on it or something, and maybe I can fill in my, you know, fill in the missing WhipGo pieces. So anyway, you know, that's kind of plans, but that's where my head is. Plus I've got another Erica Michaels summer berry that I want to do, and I understand that it's August, but honestly, you guys, summer lasts here in the Pacific Northwest really through the end of September. It really does. We have such gorgeous weather in July and August that I feel like summer doesn't end until the 30th of September around here. So I am, you know, no shame in my game to be stitching summer pieces in August and September. Nope, no shame here. And then when September's over, then I'll probably start looking at some fall pieces, because I have a couple of fall pieces that I'd really like to stitch. We'll see how it goes. But also there's, you know, there's just some random home decor pieces that I'd like to stitch as well. With a needle and thread, the booklet that has all the pins and the tomatoes, want to stitch those. Plus, this is sitting right next to me. I still want to start my Rivera C box. It's all kitted. So that's another smaller piece that I would dearly love to start and finish here as soon as possible. So, you know, that's on my radar as well. Speaking of on the radar, I bet you guys were thinking, does she never buy things anymore? You weren't thinking that at all, were you? Well, I have a couple of club kits that came in when I was in Hawaii, and I completely forgot to show it to you on last FlossTube. So I've got some haul to show you, which is super fun. The latest bird in the Bird Crush Club has come, and it is a woodpecker. Isn't that cool? I think it goes like this, right? Yep. And then here's our pattern. So I think this is gorgeous. I can hardly wait to start stitching that woodpecker. And then our fancy floss, it's way down here. Let me grab that for us. So our fancy floss, this is for the woodpecker. And I haven't even looked at the chart. I'm not even sure if that's for the tummy of the woodpecker. Let's see here. This is called Shades of Chocolate. No, this is for the tree. So it's for this. Oh, that's gonna be super fun. So anyway, that is one of my 2 club kits that that has arrived. The other one that came is the Crazy Annie's 12 Days of Christmas. And so number 6 and number 7 came. These came in the same mailer. So something happened in their world that they didn't mail them separately, which is fine because, you know, it's not like I've stitched 1 through 5 yet. I've been kind of holding on to those and thinking I would start working on those probably in September. That's why I haven't started these. And I probably won't get all 12 of them done anyway, but if I can get half of them done, that would be fun, right? Yeah, that would be cool. So that is that's it for haul for me, although I will confess I have purchased a few things through Etsy that will be showing up probably here in the next week or so. So I will have some non-club kit purchases to show you in the next couple of weeks. So that's okay. There were just a couple of things that were just calling my name, and I'm just like, I just can't not, right? Okay, so I've got a couple of books that I am going to recommend to you. One of them you've heard of before, but my favorite little cozy mystery series, The Bake Shop Mysteries by Ellie Alexander. This is Nothing But Trouble. So I am about a little more than halfway through on my my Bake Shop Mysteries. So this is, if you've been here for any amount of time, you've heard me rave about Ellie Alexander. I love her. I love her style of writing. The next thing I did talk about this on last FlossTube. I now have a copy because my friend Lynn, when I talked about it, she goes, "Oh, I've got that book. Would you like it?" And I'm like, "Uh-huh." So this is what I'm going to start after I finish the Bake Shop. It's the 3-year swim club. It's the untold story of Maui's Sugar Ditch kids and their quest for Olympic glory. So I am really excited to start this. It sounds fantastic. Like I said, my friend Lynn has read it, and she has loaned me her copy. So once I'm done with the Bake Shop, I'm gonna go learn about an Olympic quest. So this sounds like just one of those great human interest stories. I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. And look at the picture on the back. Yeah. Yeah. There they are. So that's what I am reading at the moment. I am thoroughly, like I said, I'm thoroughly enjoying those. And then last but not least, I have got a huge stack of Stitchy Kindness. One of you lovely FlossTube viewers, her name is Nancy, she reached out to me and said, hey, I've got some older Bent Creek charts and I would like to send them to you. And if you've got them, you know, you decide what you want to do with them. And, you know, if you don't, you know, have at it. So Nancy has sent me a huge pile of charts, and there are a couple that aren't Bent Creek, but I love them just as much. And the really interesting thing about this stack of charts that I'm gonna flash at you here real quick is I think there's only one duplicate, because these charts are probably when my son was you know, a toddler and in elementary school, and I did no stitching at that time. I didn't have the time to do stitching. So without further ado, thank you to Nancy. I have got some fantastic Bent Creek charts, and I am seriously considering declaring 2023 the year of Bent Creek because of all of these. So look at what came through. We have got Robin Laid an Egg, along with Bluebird Cottage. I've got Black Capped Chickadee. Couldn't be sweeter. Blackbird Parade. That just cracks me up. Snow Buddies. This is a Snapper Best Day Ever. And what's so fun is when I've done 2 of Bent Creek's snapper lands, and I've got some extra snappers. So I've got the snaps to make the little door handle there. Snowbound. This I think is my duplicate. I think I've got this one. I haven't looked through my stash, but I'm pretty sure that is the only duplicate in here. We've got First Moon Colony, which is a crack up. We have got Red Winged Blackbird. Love it. This is a Heart in Hand round red sampler. Look at that birdie right there. Can't go wrong there. Back to Bent Creek, we got the Plum Berry Sampler. Love it. I've got Winter House and Spring House. I've got Flag 1998. Isn't this fantastic? I love it. I think that is all the Bent Creek. And then a couple more. She sent me the Robin Sampler by Heart in Hand, which I've looked at this a number of times. I picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down. I'm like, I'm really happy to have this. I can hardly wait to do it. We've got a Heartstring Samplery, Sweet Land of Liberty. Look at that. That is so great. So this would be one that would be really, really good for my mom. I've got the Patriotic Scissor Pocket by the Scarlet House. Look at that. There's a Little House Needleworks, Old Glory. Yay! And then last but not least is a Chessie and Me, and this is Be Merry Pin Pillow. Look at that. Look at that. So cute. So Nancy, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, like I said, I want to stitch all of them. So who knows? I might just declare 2023 the year of Bent Creek, because there is so much goodness in this stack. I can be the next Michelle McGraw, right? No, I couldn't. Michelle's Michelle has more talent in her pinky than I have in my whole body. She's amazing. So anyway, thank you again, Nancy. I really appreciate all of this stuff. And like I said, I want to stitch it all and we'll see what I get up to. Last but not least, before I let you go, I just wanted to call out some floss tubers that I watched over the last 2.5 weeks, and they might be ones that you watch already, but if you're not, I just wanted to call them out. I started watching Savvy in Stitches. Her name is Savannah. She only has 2 floss tubes up, so you can catch up super quick, but she has some super cute things that she's stitching. And she held up a Bent Creek Snapperland that she wanted to stitch, and between her first floss tube and her second floss tube, she's already finished it. So apparently she stitches like a fiend. So Savannah, if you're watching, I really enjoy your floss tubes, and I hope that you guys will check her out as well, Savvy in Stitches. If you haven't gone over to Helen D's channel recently, you should. She has a new freebie for the summer. She created it for her Maine friends, their Maine stitching retreat. However, it's got blueberries on it and lake, and it feels like it's made for me. So blueberries and lake, right? I love both those things. So I can hardly wait to stitch Helen D's new freebie. Head over to her channel, like and subscribe. She's got a link to download it. Couldn't be easier. I downloaded mine about 10 minutes ago, even though I watched Helen's FlossTube a couple of weeks ago. The other one that I watched recently is Megan, who is the Seattle Stitcher, and she's got a couple of really cute things that she's stitching, and she had a Halloween finish and it looks fantastic. Go look at what Megan's been up to. So those are 3 floss tubers. Now, of course I watch, all the other ones, but I just wanted to call those out because I just had such a good time viewing those. Oh, and then I also watched Becca Sambury Stitch's latest interview with Carla from Cobweb Corner, and Carla is amazing. You guys, she speaks another language. She speaks another language. I was just amazed to learn that about Carla. And so she is very generous. She's a really super giving person. I would highly recommend watching that interview, and then go over and watch Carla's channel. So it will give you just that much more of an appreciation of what a cool cat Carla is. So that is it. Life around here, what has been going on? Picking blueberries. I'm going to insert a picture here at the end of my blueberry bushes, and then my blueberry haul. Today my husband and I got up and we took my parents out to their lake cabin, and I've got a sweet little picture of them sitting on the deck looking out at the lake together. It's just fantastic. I think it's on my husband's phone. If I can get it off his phone, I will add that as well. And then what else? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. We're just enjoying summer. Yeah, summer's been good. Oh, and then last weekend, we have friends that have a place along the Wenatchee River over in eastern Washington, outside of Leavenworth. And so for the first time in my life, I inner tubed down a river. And down the Wenatchee River. And it was great. The first 3/4 of it was just lazy river. We're drinking wine out of sippy cups, right? And then the last quarter of it had more rocks and rapids. Because I'm not very brave, and that was exciting. They give you these paddles that you put on your hands so you can try to pretend you're steering your inner tube down the river, and I lost one, and And then I almost, you know, their house is right on the river. So they say, look out for this thing. And when you see the thing, come into shore. Well, that part of the river is moving pretty quick. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like miss their place. I'm just gonna zipping right on by. And then it occurred to me, well, it's August, the river isn't that high. Just stand up, dummy, because it's not, you know, it's just barely over your knees. So I made it to shore safely. But my husband said he had the same thought. He thought he was going to go zipping on by, and then he saw me stand up and he went, oh yeah, right. So yeah, here I am, you know, 60 years old, and I've never inner tubed down a river, and it was super fun. Super fun. I would do it again in a heartbeat, but hopefully next time I wouldn't lose part of my friend's equipment. So I think I might even have a picture of us holding up our inner tubes in triumph. So if I can find that picture, I will add that as well. So that's it, you guys. That's what's been going on. Yeah. There's plenty of floss tubers out there to watch, so I will say goodbye. Happy stitching. Have a good stitching week. Don't forget when you're stitching to stitch happy, because that's the whole point, right? And go on to the next floss tube, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Okay, bye friends.